There's very much a DNA between this game and the original Metroid. And if you ask me which I prefer, Kid Icarus, hands down. There is just something about Metroid that is just so agonizingly aggravating. Try saying that 5 times fast. Sure, this game has its aggravating moments as well, but there is kind of like a pseudo RPG element in it. So if you level up just right, levels will actually get easier as the game goes on, with the first level really being the hardest. Now, this is a pretty long game, and I have no intention of playing it all the way through. Unless people are interested, perhaps then I might. But the basic idea I want to do is to show the first dungeon. To just kind of show that this game was an amalgamation of all the popular games at the time. Let's do this. That is awful. I definitely need some cleaning up. Much better. Let me turn up that music a little bit. It's very hard to tell about the sound mixing on this, so I certainly hope this isn't too loud. I just want to let this music play through because I love it. Let's actually play the game. Right, so the first thing to note right away is that these first levels are going to be quite tedious. As really the main goal of these first few levels is to get as much power as you can. And the way you get power is by earning points. And as you'd probably imagine, you earn points by killing enemies. And as you can see so far, I'm in an alright position, but notice that you have to collect all the hearts in order for the enemies to respawn again. These are a finite level of spawns is the main thing to note. So, after like about the third or fourth wave, you gotta start moving elsewhere. This first door, I believe, doesn't go to anything as of yet. But if you're going through like the second, or, well, you can loop through this game several times, that door will actually do something. Alright. You got any more snakes? I want snakes. I'm like, that one character from Angels with Filthy Souls. Oh well. I'm kind of annoyed that I got hit by that, but, well, you just have to just have a good respect for good old American cinema. Even though the movie never existed, unfortunately, which is a real shame, as I think a lot of people would pay to watch Angels with Filthy Souls. But yet, how many people would pay to watch the sequel, Angels with Even Filthier Souls? Come on. If you come down after like the third loop or whatnot, then I can actually get some of the... No! Oh, come on! I'll stay down here, I guess. Okay. I got one at least. Yeah, they kind of come in waves, so sometimes it can be a little hard to determine if they're gonna come all at once or in pairs or whatnot. No! Come back! My last view knows no bounds. Oh, great. And for the sake of these first few levels, do not get the harp. What the harp does is it turns all the enemies into mallets, which in addition to losing out on the hearts, which you can use to buy things, you're also losing out on the totals that such enemies can bring to the table. No! I'm getting killed out here! Yeah, it's really all about the conversation that has to really keep this section going. This is a rather odd game, as I find the first few levels are insanely difficult, but yet by the time you get to the end of the game, you're so powered up that it's not really all that bad anymore. Come down to my level. Come down! Or what was that? Oh yeah. Dig down. For any Star vs. the Forces of Evil fans out there. Although from what people tell me, the finale was so bad that people that were fans stopped being fans. If you really want to stay further, yes. I remember there was a door this way that, whoa, nothing there. Well, at least the Reaper can't see me over here. Now, the Blue Oyster Cult is all about fearing the Reaper. Do not fear the Reaper. I mean, here it's a good idea. I get the feeling I'm going to die. I'm finished. No. Oh, great, the heart total. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore that room with the, what was it called? Like the scar noses or something like that? I had to get a bit of a refresher as to the terms and the characters of this game, as it had been quite a few years since I last played this game. I do know that along the way, like I said, each level is all about getting the points, which builds up your endurance. Well, I do know that I had it maxed out after going through several loops of the game. And I was just like, great, it's been so long, how do I do that? But when I do actually get to the dungeons, I'm a lot more confident about that, as I still have maps that I drew by hand for such a thing. Okay, well this is easy, all I just have to do is just wait here. And they'll come to me. And like I say, this is just a game that gets a little easier the more you play it. So like the first few levels are very difficult. Which makes sense, as I guess according to the story, you're... Well, I don't necessarily understand it. Like, was Pitt a fallen angel and that's why he's in the underworld? Or was he like an assistant of Medusa? Or I would say Hades, but Medusa's the big baddie of this game. Which, that's just the part that confuses me, is I'm just like, okay, you got like a Greco-Roman mythology going on here. I feel like it would make sense if you had Hades be the bad guy and Athena be the good guy. But then again, I guess if you want to go for the female power, it makes sense that you'd have Medusa, but, I mean, why not Athena? I don't even know who the name of the goddess in this game is. It's a very strange name that I haven't heard of. But then again, hey, never heard of the main character of Hades until I played the game. I don't really know what his story is in terms of Greek mythology. I do know a fair bit about Greek mythology here and there. Like, let's see, so before the gods, you had the Titans, which are very different compared to Disney's Hercules, as you might be able to tell. And I think probably one of the most famous things about the Titans was Kronos, who is kind of like the paternal figure of the Titans, much like how Zeus is to the gods, he ate his kids. And there's a very famous painting out there of Kronos devouring his children. In fact, I think that's what the name of the picture is Kronos eating his kids. Yeah, from what I've been able to tell, still a lot more tame compared to Egyptian mythology. Like, what the heck happened there? I would be like, ooh, I'm worried about being demonetized, but, well, this is obviously not being monetized. But I guess I am worried about this video being age restricted, so I just kind of leave it up to your imagination as to how bad you think Egyptian mythology is. And then what you'll actually see is probably worse than what you imagined. Come my way. Come on. Give me the hearts. I'm a heartless. Any Kingdom Hearts fans out there? I had a friend that was a massive Kingdom Hearts fan, but I can honestly say I don't get it. I mean, I like Disney, but I guess I'm just not a big fan of the other half, the Final Fantasy-like element. Generally, I don't really play a lot of RPGs. I mean, I did play through the entirety of Earthbound, which, I mean, it's just such a unique premise that it's like, it's very charming. Just gotta get the timing right. There we go. And now I get some... It's called Water of Life, but come on, couldn't you call it Ambrosia? Oh, right. Let me see if I can figure this out. No! Looks like I had the first one down, but I collected it, so it ended the minigame. Okay. Time for some very perilous platforming. Where'd the one-eyed monsters go? Oh, there's 2 Grim Reapers now. Just gotta wait for it to get a little closer. In fact, that's one of the things I'm rather curious about, is I thought the Grim Reaper came from medieval mythology, not Greek. There we go, now I got the rhythm. Nope. Sorry about the lack of commentary, but these Reapers require a lot of concentration, surprisingly. I was about to say, I thought they were like fire enemies you could like farm like crazy. I like the idea that you can duck in this game. Yeah, so essentially you could just kind of stay here all day shooting these things. Ow. Let me see if I can get one more. I'll just keep going, actually. Not the frog. I played Battletoads last week. A few days ago. Yeah, just keep going. I was hoping maybe there would be some of that sweet elixir. Give me that ambrosia. Okay, I get enough points to get... Oh. Okay, so you need 50,000 in order to build up that endurance. But hopefully I killed enough enemies that I can get the strength power up. So there's endurance and strength. So strength is what you get from the point bonus, and endurance is what you get by, well, completing an endurance test. And the endurance makes it so you take less hits from enemies, which I could definitely use at this point, as I'm about half health, that looks like. Or does it add more to your health bar? It's been a very long time since I last played this game. And on top of that, it is a huge game. So I just intend to show what it looks like up until that first palace. No! I'm gonna go just a little higher. A little higher. Here they come. Snakes. Why can't there be more snakes? There we go. Now I've got them where I want them. Now the main thing is just not taking too many hits before that water of life. There it is! Okay, so there's more snakes it looks like. Darn. Come on, come down. Get back here! For any of you Agent Under Fire fans. Come on, there. Figure I'll just try to wait until the rotation's out. Now the main thing is I don't want to make the screen scroll up too high. Otherwise, I might lose out on some goodies. Of course, they won't come out in 4s, will they? Come on. Come down here. Come down and fight me like a... whatever you identify as. I think it's more fun that way. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not doing that. I know I could get more points that way, but I'm not doing that. It's like Meatloaf. And I would do anything for points, but I won't do that. I just remember a while ago there was an M&M commercial where it was the red M&M singing it. And he was just like, and I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that. And then there's like a whole bunch of various women trying to eat him. It's just like, or that. Oh, it feels awful, but it feels so good at the same time. What do you say? Try buying from me. Of course, what I need right now is too expensive. But if I remember correctly, if you just stay in the store long enough, the shelf resets. I'm curious what happens. Nothing. That's what I figured. Well, that's annoying. The main thing is you gotta be careful with these platforms, otherwise you will die. Maybe it'd be better if I went for the solid block. I think there's some more water alive over by the Grim Reaper. No! Should have seen that coming. Well, at least I start off with full health. I mean, maybe half the hearts, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Did I mention that this is a very difficult game? I'm not really sure if I have, but then again, I think a lot of people know about this game's reputation. I don't know why I said that like General Grievous going, collection. Everyone knows about this game's reputation. That's kind of the thing. I can't tell if General Grievous is supposed to be like a... What kind of accent is he doing? I mean, to me, he kind of vaguely sounds French. But I've heard some people say he sounds Romanian, which I always thought Dracula was a bit more on the Romanian side of things. I feel like I'm just trying to do my best Peter Lorre impression. Why did you hit me in the head, Leopold? Don't you know that make me angry? I would do horrible, terrible things to you. Now why don't you go upstairs and try not to make any more noise? Or at least that's Mel Blanc's impression of Peter Lorre. If anybody ever saw that Looney Tunes short. I still like one of the comments that really puts it into perspective. It's just like, okay, Peter Lorre's first standout role was him playing a child serial killer. But yet that's not the role that people find him scary for. Which, I guess that just kind of begs the question, why... what was so frightening about Peter Lorre? I will admit, I always kind of thought he was a bit of a intimidating screen presence. I mean, he could be soft-spoken and menacing, but... well, sometimes that's a little disturbing. It's kind of like the idea of the quiet ones are always the ones that are seen as causing the most trouble. Okay, if I remember correctly, there's a water of life up ahead, so I'm going to get it. Right after I try out that endurance test with the noses. Calm down! Calm down! Isn't that all of them? Yeah, it better be. Plus you get some more hearts this way. It's all kind of a randomized pattern, so you kind of have to just wait for some sort of pattern to come around, and then you just do it. No! But I'm only one away, I'm only one away. I do not want to die here. I guess that is the bonus. Well, I feel like I'm being boned. Not in a good way. Yeah, talk about being kind of two-faced. I'm just like, oh, I can't talk about Egyptian mythology. It might get the age restricted. But then I go make comments like that. I think that's all the snakes. Oh, right, it's like Castlevania. Once you... My disappointment is immeasurable. Although I hate to say my day is ruined from this. Other than the immortal words of Uncle Ruckus doing The Exorcist, keep going! I've not really seen a whole lot of the Boondocks, but I very much know about that scene. No! Ah! I feel like I'm starting to turn into the Power Thirst guy. Oh! Either that or, where else was that sound clip? Donkey Kong Country? Oh! Oh! It's all about screaming in the throat. And that was, for a second, I'm just like, you know what? If I do in the throat right, it kind of sounds like Homer Simpson. But that just really sounds like Rocky, you know? If you're a big fan of Digimon Season 4, it sounds like Woodmon, right? Which, yeah, I mean, obviously, they were trying a Sylvester Stallone impression there. Kind of like how, I'll never understand why, but for some odd reason, for Ice and Devimon, they're just like, yeah, go for a Christopher Walken. Oh my. Your fear, it tastes so good. I want to have it. I want to thank you, children, for freeing me from my prison. That is me trying to do Ice and Devimon lines. It sounds a little less creepy in context. But then again, I mean, it also doesn't help that one of the Digimon is an ice-shaped shapeshifter. And, well, wouldn't you know that as they try to defeat him, he just picks him up as he turns into an icicle about ready to stab him and then licks him. It's just like, why? It was much more innocent time. Well, potentially. I mean, that is always the interesting thing. People are just like, ooh, people were so much more wholesome in the past, and it's like, no. I mean, the art of tentacle hentai had, been around for a very long time. And if you want to go back to, like, the 1920s, a whole group of animators wanted to make what was probably the first adult animated cartoon. It was called Ever Ready Hard On. And it's in the public domain if you ever want to watch it. And yeah, that came out in 1929, I believe. It's a interesting perspective if you're into like the history of like adult animation or whatnot, but honestly, I think it would probably make more sense to go for Fritz the Cat because, well, Fritz the Cat was like violent, sexual, and depraved by a lot of standards. There is like deeper meaning behind all of it. While I think Ever Ready Hard On was just an excuse to see what kind of adult things they could get away with. And take a look at that, I got 420 hearts. Load them up every day. I do not condone smoking weed. I don't really condone smoking much of anything. Especially if you're doing vapes. At least with cigars and grass, I mean, we've been doing it for so many years, we kind of know the side effects. Kind of like with alcohol. It's like, yes, it's not really good for you, but it's something that humanity has known about for a very long time, so we understand the side effects of both. Meanwhile, things like cocaine, LSD, fentanyl, and all this other scary stuff, we really don't know. Darn. I might have been able to have enough of the barrel if I just kept going. Now what the barrel does, it allows you to hold various canisters of that water of life. Or for me, I just always thought it was a glass of wine. Okay, let me just wait for you to get closer. So you can see me. Okay. Well, if there's nowhere to hide, I might as well just keep shooting you. Why won't you die? Thank you. Now, is this the endurance? No, not more of those. I don't need any more of those. Okay, I'm gonna go. Actually, it'd probably be easier up this way. Okay, perilous platforming. Go! Oh, that wasn't so bad. I don't think I'll be impressing women with my beautiful hot tub, but this is okay. Don't ask me why. There's just a few lines from Grand Theft Auto 4 that just always stick out in my mind. That is one of them. And probably the line where Vlad is like, "Get me an effing coffee!" Don't ask me why. Like, those lines just stick in my head. It's like how people remember random lines from movies. Like, if I remember correctly, it was the movie The Evil Dead offhand, where, wish I could remember the name of who played the main character. But, one of the lines was, "What are you, my monkey?" And there's so many people that want him to quote that at conventions and whatnot. Come on! Yes! I've only got like one hit left. I gotta make this count. Well, if I go in the door, they'll disappear. Oh, my goodness. May I help you? We have everything. Wish I could remember that walkthrough artist I first saw this game through as. I remember that was his main things. And just, he was like, if you're not going to take anything else from this walkthrough, I at least want people to read it as, we have everything. Nope. Oh, good. Wait. So how do I need my wide. No! Oh. It adds another health point. That's what happens. I was figuring out over nothing. I have a tendency to do that, unfortunately. And what is it with these faces? Like, it looks like a mix between the Easter Island head and some sort of alien race with, like, the antennae. I kind of like him. Just kind of has, like, that nice little face that's just like, oh, you know what? Life may suck, but, don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. I think anybody that had one of those singing fish knew about that one song. Let's see, there was that one and, plop me in the river, drop me in the water. And, I feel like there was gotta be more than that. I think I better just go for it. Oh, okay. I think I'm almost at the end, at least. And now, the end is near. Or so I hope. It's the final curtain. My friends, it's time to help. I don't know. I was just trying to go for like a really extremely paranoid sound to it, but it just wasn't coming. Okay. Come on, I know the end has to be near here. Like I said, these first few levels, very difficult. No! Oh, I filled up, okay. Like I probably said last time, I'm playing on a black and white screen, so I couldn't tell that it refilled my health. I'm just like, don't tell me I used up that thing and it didn't work. Okay, can I jump through these? Good. And again. I feel like I'm doing my best Perfect Dark impression. And again. Try it now. Any better? I don't know. Yeah, this should be fun. Well, at least I got my thing of wine. It's a good game. It's just insanely difficult and surprisingly aggravating. But then again, if you know about platforming, you'd be like, oh, yeah, this does look really difficult. But I will admit, I don't know which is more difficult, games like this or games that are 3D platformers. Because it seems like one of the tropes they always love doing is having it so, like, you're like teetering on like a very precarious platform and you have to like wibble wobble back and forth. Glad you came, Pit. Here, take this. Yes, and now I'm green! Green! Which means now I've got power. More power! So now my arrows will actually hit. I'm going to die. No! There was the door! Do I have the greed? Ah! of just going to cut back when I actually haven't, because I do not want to make you sit through another half hour of that. Because I do not want to sit through another half hour of that, but I'm going to do it. Man, that took a few tries. I think I've gotten to a good spot, so I'm just going to let it play from here. Glad you came, Pit. I love how that's just so far out of the way. Here, take this. And now I'm green. Green! Let's get me out of here. Don't think I got that coveted 50 yet, but I'm getting close. Oh. Huh? Okay, disregard what I said. I have no idea what causes the power-ups. Unless maybe it has something to do with how many enemies you kill on a single map. I don't know. But you see that my health bar is a lot bigger now. Yeah! Now I can take twice the amount of hits, which will make this level a little easier. Just a little. Because this level is still difficult. And remember how that frog took a few hits in the earlier levels? Well, now it's, not. And I wonder what's with the birthday candle up there. Now I wonder. Offhand, I think what's in this next room is an endurance test, but I shall find out. Let's see. Nope. I got no time for that. Gotta stay away from the lava, as obviously that hurts you. But there are these, like, sand pits that are like healing baths. Oh! My glass of wine filled up. No! Fire can't get me out here, can it? Of course, there's that. Oh, my health bar's full. Maybe that was a good thing. I do remember hearing that this is basically the hardest level of the game, so we'll see where it goes. Of course, in terms of the platforming, obviously the last few levels are probably the hardest, but in terms of, like, everything else, these first few levels are insane. If anybody knows about Crazy Eddie. That was always one of his taglines, is it's just like, his prices are insane. Go on over to Crazy Eddie's. We got VCRs, Betamax players, CRTs, black and white, even color, all at low rates, all at the lowest rates possible. My prices are insane. Obviously, I think I mostly ad-libbed most of that, but, well, it was back in the 80s, so odds are he probably sold all that stuff. Although I'm not really sure how many people probably call them CRTs back then. Because there were also projection TVs, which, I remember reading in one of the manuals that, yeah, certain projection TVs would be destroyed by playing certain games on them. And it's just like, this is not the fault of the system, this is just what happens if you hold a still picture on there long enough. So if you, like, pause a game for too long, that kind of stuff would happen. So what's in this door? Another shop. I hope you have everything. I'm gonna see if you can cycle through the wares, my good sir? My good person? Guess not. Okay. A lot of snakes, a lot of birthday candles. Whose birthday is it? And why can I not blow out the candles? I guess it's not my birthday then. Which I mean, in terms of the time of filming this, it isn't. But I mean, like, I'm gonna guess it's also not Pitt's birthday today. However, if it is, that'd be just insane. I wonder which way I should go. Any way for them to come down to my level. Nope! Right. There's certain platforms that'll happen. Now, this feels like I'm getting somewhere this time. Alright. Bring me the frog. But yeah. I still stand behind the fact that toads are cooler than frogs. And, well, I feel like even that sentiment also kind of lines up with one of my favorite shows, Amphibia. Which, it's one of those things where the more I see it, the more brilliant I realize it is. The idea that, well, there are three types of I was about to say classics, but three types of, shall we say, classes in the show. So you got frogs, you got toads, and you got newts. I was about to say salamanders, but that's something else. And, well, it's kind of fascinating that each one's have their own different attributes. So, the frogs are a rural culture, so they're all about, like, farming and whatnot. The toads are basically the Spartans, going with, like, the ancient Greek theme and whatnot. A super class of warrior race that use fear as well as brute strength to keep their subjects, the frogs, in line. And then you got the newts, who are more in pursuit of knowledge than anything else, but King Andreas of the newts is the one that watches over everything that goes on, as opposed to, like, mayors and whatnot that go over the day-to-day operations. What, can I only have one of these at a time? I got 350, give it to me, you old man! Yeah, I guess you can only have one of those. Where did I even get it? Unless it carried over from the last level. That's the case, that's pretty nice, actually. But, yeah, probably the thing that's so brilliant about Amphibia in that capacity is the idea that each character, it lines up with their own attributes, and each one lands within one of the different races of each other. So you got one that lands in the land of frogs, one that lands in the land of toads, and the other that lands in the land of newts. And I love the idea that each one kind of fits that mold. The idea that, of course, the aggressive one would land in the land of toads. See if I can do this right. I was too greedy. The one that was intelligent landed in the land of newts. And our main character, Anne. Very unquantifiable, but then again, so are the frogs. And the idea that the frogs are often underestimated by most of the other classes within the universe. For instance, the toads think that the frogs can't stand up in a fight, even though they've been able to do so a few times. The newts kind of have, while being smart, have a reputation of also being very crafty. Do not want to touch those spikes, because doing so will inflict damage. And now it's just raining snakes. Which I can't tell what would be worse, it raining snakes or raining men. Yeah, probably snakes in all honesty. I don't really hate men. I just don't really find too many of them attractive. Because a few of them have started to change my mind. Was this a gameplay footage or a confessional booth? Okay. Things seem to be moving along alright, I think. Hey, at least these things are a lot easier to get a hold of, actually. And I got my wine, so I'm good to go. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. Sorry, we were talking about like frogs before, and it was talking about wine. It just felt like it had to be done. That's definitely a song you just have to belt. There's like no, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. It just doesn't go. Suppose I'll just kind of keep going, actually. Nope! It burns! Right, well, I didn't think I was going to make this a two-parter, but looks like I am. So, join me next time. I want to show you that first dungeon. And maybe a little bit of the second world, because I love the second world. It's fantastic. Till next time, keep having fun. And if you want to play along, write the password down with me.